Hi, welcome to Leap Taken. This is Mika. Here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And today I want to do a birthday spread, a tarot birthday spread. It's my birthday today. And I'm going to use this deck here. This is not new, I've had this for a while. I just like to keep the boxes, but I just wanted to show you kind of like an unboxing. These cards have been around for a while. It's called the Guide to Mystic Fairy Tarot, and they have a wonderful spread in here in the book. I've used it for many years. Here are the cards, by the way. Love them. I love that the first set of cards they have here is it's a fairy greeting and a fairy farewell. But anyway, the point of all of this is it's my birthday today, and I wanted to do a birthday tarot spread. And I remembered, I had been thinking of creating something myself, but I remembered in this book that comes with the cards, excuse me, it comes with a birthday spread. And it's kind of like in a circle. And basically, it's your birthday sunflower spread. So altogether, I'm going to pull 13 cards. And these 13 cards are basically, the way it works is, this reading, the way it'll work is, the number 13 card, which is going to be in the center, is what you need to know right now. And then the next card, which is going to be card 1, is your self-image and personality. Card 2, your value systems and material resources. Card 3, your siblings and communication. That should be interesting. 4 is your parents, your home and family. 5, creativity, affairs of the heart, fun and children. 6, work responsibilities and health. 7 is partnerships, romantic and business. 8 is sex, death, and other people's money. That's a lot, isn't it? 9, travel, higher education, spiritual connections. 10, your public image, vocation, and ambition. 11, friends, hopes, goals, and wishes. And 12, your inner self, dreams, secrets, and the past. So I'm going to get this set up. I'll get the cards all out. I'm going to, at this point, just film so you can see as I lay the cards down. So we'll just start from there. So we're doing a shuffle, like we would any cards. This is how I shuffle. So I'm going to do this 3 times. 3 is my significant number. Pretty much when practicing any type of magic, but sometimes I'll shuffle even more than that. 1, 2, 3. I'm a sloppy shuffler, right? Anyway, so here's something I do every time, okay? And that kind of opens the doorway. And then, I'll just quietly, whenever I'm doing a reading, which I'm going to just do right now, and I like to, kind of touch the cards, put my energy in them. I haven't used these cards in a while. I just started really getting into them like this week, or last week, I should say, late last week. But anyway, so my intentions, I basically am opening myself up to spirit, to ancestors. I'm opening myself up to knowledge, to information, any and all that will move me forward, advance me to my benefit, and I rebuke and I protect myself from any negative energy, entities that mean me ill will. So mote it be, so it is done. So, yeah, something like that. I don't know if I've mentioned, but rhyming is not my strong suit, hence why I never became a rapper. All right, so I got the book in my lap here, so I'm just gonna follow what's supposed to happen next. And this is just me, just giving a little more energy in the cards. It just feels right. This is what I do. Sometimes I'll spend some time doing more of this than probably pulling the cards. I'll do this for one card. But anyway, all right. Honestly, until it feels right. This is just my methods. Okay, so I feel like this is good. So this is going to be card 13. All right, so we got that here. And then card 1 goes here. 2, 3, 4, trying to straighten these out, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so this is the whole spread right here. I'm just going for neatness now. All right. So remember, card 13 is supposed to represent what you need to know right now. So this is what I need to know right now. So I'm going to just pull all the cards over as opposed to giving me too many meanings right now. But Five of Wands was this card. All right, so we're going to go to card number 1. That's my self-image. Ooh, you see, you know what? When you do stuff like that, you got to wonder, am I supposed to have flipped it? We'll see with that one. This is 1. This is justice. My self-image and personality. Interesting, justice, huh? I'm not going to get too far into it. Number 2, your value system and material resources. 9 of Wands. 3, siblings and communication. King of Wands. 4, the Moon, which is representing your parents, your home, and family. It's a mystery. The next is 2 of Swords. That's going to be for creativity, affairs of the heart, fun, and children, which is interesting, but I'm going to hold off. 6, work, responsibilities, and health. That's Queen of Swords. 7, 2 of Pentacles, partnerships, romantic, and business. Interesting indeed. 8, sex, death, and other people's money, and that's 9 of Pentacles. I got a 6 of Swords for travel, higher education, and spiritual connections. And for 10, temperance. 10 was your public image, vocation, and ambition. 11 is friends, hopes, goals, wishes. I got Queen of Wands. And then 12, was the Chariot, which is your inner self, dreams, secrets, in the past. So here we go. So I am going to refer to the book, guys, because I have not worked with this deck in a while, and I'm one of those weirdos who believe that every deck has its own energy, and it's not always. Yeah, I mean, you can look at what the 5 of Wands says, or any of these cards. Justice. You feel like maybe justice means the same thing in any deck, and that's possible. But I believe that each deck kind of has its own cachet, its own bit of imposed energy, whether it's the illustrator, the author of the book that it comes with, may have had intentions on those meanings, meaning something more. I know everybody does this a little differently. That's cool with me, but this is just kind of how I do it. So my other cards, I don't really look at the book as much anymore because I'm very comfortable and familiar with those. I've kind of intertwined with the energy of those particular decks. I use 2 off and on, the Druid one and the Everyday Witchcraft. But this one, like I said, I have not used this in so long, and the imagery, it doesn't. I forgot. I will just say that it doesn't jump out at me like the other cards. The other cards, after a while, you start pulling cards, it becomes secondhand. This one's a little bit different, and I'm just taking in account of the imagery and everything else. So there you go. So here, 5 of Wands is basically saying, and just to refresh, 13, the middle card, was what you need to know right now. So what do I need to know right now? Well, per this book, the 5 of Wands is you face a time of debate or even argument, perhaps with another person or people, or perhaps within yourself. An agreement must be reached. To reach an agreement, make sure you both get to express your reasons. Make every attempt to listen carefully to each other, or carefully examine all sides of the conflict within yourself. If neither of you convinced of the other's point of view, work together to form a compromise. So I'm going to take this to mean what I need to know is I need to be open to compromise. I need to be open to, another person's opinion, other people's opinion, a different view than my own. I need to stay open to that and be willing to one, listen, but at the same time speak my mind. Sorry, my phone's ringing. So that's the energy that I'm getting from this card based on, this deck, this meaning of this particular card in this particular deck. Okay? So that's what I need to know right now on my birthday. For my birthday spread. The next one is justice. So that was my self-image and my personality. So okay, we'll figure that out in a moment. My personality, when I've used this particular spread over time, and I've gotten some good information from this in the past. So let's hope this stays the same, right? Anyway, so here we go. So basically, this Fae wishes you to understand your power and your responsibility. If you're wondering why you're facing a situation, look to your past actions. If you see how you brought yourself to this place, you can perhaps find a way to balance your karma. If you're facing a decision of how to behave in a situation, consider the future ramifications. Choose your actions wisely and carefully. Make a bed you'll be happy to sleep in. So, for me, what that basically interprets to me is basically, you know, talk your talk, walk your walk. Whatever you're talking, walk it. Live my truth. So I say I'm a witch who practices magic. In this case, let's get her done here, right? This is what I do. Um, this also means that if whatever I'm putting down, whatever I'm putting out into the universe, be prepared to deal with it. Make the bed that you want to lie in. So I'm gonna make it with luxurious sheets, wonderful colors that bring me joy and relax me and motivate me throughout the day. So I'm gonna have a beautiful bedspread. So that's what I got from that. That's my personality, by the way. So it works. Two was your value systems and material resources. My value system and material resources. And for that, I got the Nine of Wands. So, let's see. Nine of Wands, according to the book, it says, you have made choices that have consequences. The consequences may be ones you like or ones you don't like. Isn't that always the case? The outcomes may be exactly what you intended or not what you had in mind at all. Nevertheless, they are the results of your actions. You have to accept them and decide how to live with them. So again, this was about my value system and material resources. So it sounds to me like some choices and the consequences of my choices. It may not come up roses. Everything that I set out might not quite work out exactly as I planned. I need to be prepared for that. I need to be okay with that. Especially when it comes to material resources. And I completely understand that. I have some things in play that are actually working out for me in the positive. So in this case, I'm going to take this to me. It is what I intended. I got pretty much what I put out into the universe. I got it. To me, this is more of a validation, if anything, because it was definitely something material. The next card is King of Wands. Oh, and by the way, it's just to kind of just remind, to me, this is not just about currently, but also kind of looking forward type of thing as far as this Nine of Wands. And that is, just kind of be perceptive to the idea that, as much magic and spells and workings that you put out, the energy that I'm putting out, we'll just say the energy I'm putting out, there's always an opportunity for it not to come out quite as I expected, because I said this in other videos, there's always other forces at play. So, on that note, we'll go to the next card, which is 3, your siblings and communication, and that's King of Wands. My siblings and communication. So, I'm already spinning my head on how that interprets. Why is that a struggle for me right now to say? See, I don't even know where to find the dang thing for this. Hold on. This is how out of touch I am with this deck. But I wanted to use it because I really like this. I like the spread. and I was honestly drawn to it. It's been a while. Hopefully, everybody's doing okay out there. Um, I know this whole virus thing is a trip right now, but you know, what are we gonna do, right? Not get sick. That's what we're gonna do. All right, so the King of Wands. So it says here the King of Wands is an energetic, ambitious leader who thrives on social recognition. He tends to focus on one project at a time to the exclusion of all else. This dedication to a single project can make his life run a bit unbalanced at times. He may tend to forget or neglect other things, such as his family or physical needs. So, this card represents siblings and communication. So my interpretation for myself, what I get from this is because this is tying into a different reading I did, which is kind of telling me the same thing. And I'm thinking it is communication, but communicate not necessarily siblings, but communication in general. For me, is that I need to be very mindful of kind of staying on a grind. Basically working toward my goals and not remembering, hey, to connect with those people I care about, to communicate, by the way, what's going on, and not just assume everybody knows what I'm doing and, oh, well, they can wait. Um, because I can get like that. Once I'm in the thick of things on a project, especially, I want honestly in the beginning of the project, I'm gung ho, I'm very focused on that one thing, and it's hard for me to be open to other things in that moment. And I'm thinking communication is a big deal because you got to let people in your life know, hey, this is what's going on with me. And also, communication is two ways, so I have to be receptive to others as well. So that's what I'm getting as far as an interpretation of the King of Wands. And the next card is the Moon, and that was for your parents, your home and family, which I said, what is there? All a mystery to me, because that's all I can think about when I think of the moon is mystery. But let's see what they say. If you are lost in the moon's phase night, your answer is as shadowy as moonlight itself. Um, what is clear is that your subconscious is stirred up. What is emerging? Your fears, your hopes, or your dreams? Question mark. Pay attention to your intuition and your dreams. Listen carefully for messages from the universe. Take care and make sure you want to seek the truth in the situation. You are in danger of seeing what you want to see or hearing what you want to hear. And that is regarding my parents, my home, and my family. So to me, my interpretation of this is manage my fears versus maybe my hopes and my desires, especially when it comes to family and home life. I think we all have probably strong desires and ideas about what we want for our home and our family. So I need to pay attention and let my intuition guide me. Now, heads up, this is really important to me because I reconnected with one of my parents and my father to be exact. So um, I think this is just a message to let me know, hey, things are good, things are fine, but listen to your intuition. Let it guide you. And my heart is tied to my intuition, but that's also, if there's a connection, but I need to also just be prepared for whatever may bring, because we can't predict what other people are going to do. We can try, but it doesn't mean it's true. As far as parents, and that goes for my mother as well. Having my relationship with her, and then extend that out to aunts, my favorite aunts, and stuff like that. And then my immediate family here. People will surprise you, and sometimes it's not always for the negative. Um, but I need to have my eyes open and stop going off assumptions and make sure we're all on the same page. So that's what this is meaning to me. And then 5, creativity, affairs of the heart, fun, and children. And I got the 2 of Swords. Interesting. Okay, so 2 of Swords. 2 of Swords is you face a choice. You're in a situation or relationship or involved in a project that requiring too much of your time and energy. Interesting that I keep getting this type of messaging. I guess I need to pay attention, about time and energy. Um, your life may become unbalanced as you neglect other responsibilities. Any situation that compels you to keep secrets from those you love is dangerous and unhealthy. Be honest with yourself about what you are doing and why. Making the right choice now could eliminate bigger problems or even tragedy later. Now, this is a card that represents creativities, affairs of the heart, fun, and children. And you know what? I'm just full disclosure. I really think this means the work that I do as far as here on this YouTube channel, because I haven't really expressed to many people in my family this is a creative endeavor and I consider it fun. And I haven't really expressed what it is that I do exactly here. And I really believe this is kind of like letting me know, hey, you know, maybe you it's okay to bring it up. It's not one of those things where, if they find it, they find it. No, instead I should maybe take an attitude of, hey, let me show you, because I'm spending a lot of time doing this. And what will end up happening is I can understand how that might create an imbalance, um, from the people in my life, family or whatever, who might look at this and say, oh, you put so much energy, time, and focus in this, and you never told me about it. That could be hurtful, especially to someone people you're supposedly connected with. So I'm definitely keeping this under advisement, like seriously, under advisement. Next one is Queen of Swords, and that's supposed to represent work, responsibilities, and health. Work, responsibilities, and health. Queen Swords. So, the Queen of Swords has shown sorrow and survived it. It has made her strong and smart. It has also made her a little distant and perhaps a little cold. Like all queens, she is creative and tends to excel in complex, intricate forms of artistic expression, such as playing the harp. She has a natural wit and way with words. So she is great company, but she won't suffer fools easily. However, she is a great source of no nonsense wisdom and advice. She'll no doubt have the easiest and surest solution to a problem, but she may deliver her gems with a sharp tongue. Work, responsibilities, and health. Okay, so that's pretty much sums up my approach to all of those things. I don't really sugarcoat much. I tend to be very blunt, even with myself. Um, but at the same time, I can be very artistic, so I can be very light, airy, and all that sort of stuff. When it comes to my approaches to work and my responsibilities, I'm not always as heavy handed, but when I work on it, I got laser focus and I'm going to get the job done. So this card kind of just validates that about myself. For me, that's kind of what I'm getting from that. And I'm solution oriented, so that's good to know. I mean, I know this, but just again, validation. Okay, so the next card is going to be about partnerships, romantic and business, and I got Two of Pentacles. So interesting. When I hear pentacles, I get excited about think about money. So that's what comes to my head. That's just me. Um, and that was two, not 10. I was thinking 10. Two of Pentacles. So you probably feel like you have too much to do and not enough time to do it in. Again with the freaking time. And I do feel like that, guys. You are juggling many tasks and have a to do list that never seems to end. Help yourself out of the chaos by prioritizing your jobs, your projects and jobs. Make sure you're being as efficient as you can. Don't forget to balance work and pleasure. No life is in balance without both. Balance, guys, balance. This is, if we have not gotten a theme, time balance. It's a big deal. Good to know. Good to know. And how does that relate to any sort of partnerships? I'm gonna say probably, partnerships and relationships in general, but I'm thinking my marriage for one. I tend to kind of go all in, and my husband always says we have to have balance. He's for years. That's something he says. Not just us, but in general, you gotta have balance. You gotta have balance. So I think this is just more validation about something I already know, something we already talk about. Work-life balance, fun balance. Especially right now with everything going on in the world. We're kind of in the house. We still have to have time and make fun as best as we can. Keep things exciting, all that sort of stuff. And as far as business relationships, that remains to be seen, but I'll just keep this energy of understanding I need to keep a balance. Nine of Pentacles, that was the next spot, and that was for sex, death, and other people's money. Nine of Pentacles, sex, death, and other people's money. And that's so funny to me. To me, those are separate things, but we're going to use this spread to the best of our abilities, guys. Okay. You have worked hard to create a safe, secure life for yourself. You faced choices that weren't easy. You overcame troubles and misfortune. Sometimes you sacrifice immediate pleasures for the sake of your long term goals. If you don't have the life you want, realize that you can if you're willing to do what it takes to make it happen. And this is regarding sex, death, and other people's money. So, my interpretation for this is just the death aspect. Again, speaking of the times that we're in right now and everything that's going on, to me, this is basically letting me know to be grateful, to a reminder, validation. Hey, you got a good life, lady. And this is your birthday. Just recognize that these years you've sacrificed, you've definitely delayed gratification on many of occasion for the greater good, for the bigger payoff in the end. Acknowledge that. Recognize that and be grateful because you've made a wise decision. You made some good choices. Um, and the other thing is also, where I feel that I might need to do more, I can, Uh, as far as for sex is concerned, how do I do this? To me, I'm just thinking, um, make choice. I don't know, make time. Like, see, I'm still coming back to time. That's all that comes into my head. Make more time for that and other people's money. Not necessarily that, but sometimes you sacrifice immediate pleasures for the sake of your long-term goals. So I'm thinking, while your pleasure, that kind of coincides with sex to me. So I'll have to think a little bit harder on the how that messaging works. Nine of Pentacles, as far as for this particular thing, sex, death, and other people's money. Um, yeah, I'll have to think on this one a little bit as far as how it specifically relates to that category. I'm really struggling with understanding that, but I understand the meaning of this card, so I'm going to take that energy of the card and the messaging, and still, hold that and stay with that. And I'll just have to think, meditate a little bit more about that. The next one was Six of Swords, and that was relating to travel, higher education, spiritual connection. I feel like I got a lot of swords. Actually, it was only, no, three. Yeah, I did. Six of Swords. Very interesting. Guys, if you hear talking in the background, my husband's on a conference call, and I think they're also doing lawn work in the community, so there's that too. So, fun times here. Anyway, so Six of Swords is sometimes problems are too big or too complex to face on your own. Oh, I'm sorry. This is travel, higher education, spiritual connections. No matter how many questions you ask or how much you think about it, you can find no answers and can devise no plan. In those cases, you would do well to seek out the advice of someone with knowledge and experience to help. Deciding to do this may be a small step, but it's a step in the right direction. So again, spiritual to me, higher education, obviously what I don't understand, what I don't know, I can seek help, I can take classes, I can enroll in a course, and learn even more. Also, for me, spirit from a spiritual aspect, reach out to the spirit world, reach out to my ancestors, have that connection so I can gain insight, so they can give me information. Be prepared to receive it in dreams, be prepared to see written visions, or what I like to call thought pops, where thoughts just pop in my head and I know they were not my own, they were just sort of popped in there. So just be prepared, that obviously signs, symbolism, and so forth. So that's the messaging I'm taking from that card. And then 10, your public image, vocation, ambition. That is temperance. My public image, vocation, and ambition, temperance. Well, well, well. let's see. How, let's see how they define temperance here, guys. So while it may be impossible for humans to maintain this state of being indefinitely, temperance's answer to you is to mind your reactions. I know that's right. Let whatever you do, think, or feel be appropriate and beneficial to whatever you're facing. Don't add to the chaos or drama by overreacting. Your task is now your task now is to center yourself and do whatever is necessary to establish balance in the situation. I will say this. I have ambitions like everybody else. Hopefully, you have some ambitions. But part of it, not but, and part of it is to be a solid, practical minded witch in this YouTube universe. I want to be a solid, creative content creator because I also run a blog, my own blog, Leap Taken. And I also want to be creative and influential because I also am writing books. Um, Temperance is necessary, measured reaction, measured thoughts, expression of thoughts is important because of that. And to me, this is very helpful and validation and a reminder to be that way, especially some of the stuff I've been cooking up in my head. Like, you know what? I don't need to maybe share that information online because I'm going to sound like a crazy ranting woman. Which I don't know. Some days I think it's okay to do that, but maybe not right now. So there we go. All right. So the next one is going to be the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, and that's representing friends, hopes, goals, and wishes. Queen of Wands. I get there. Why can't I find it? I do not understand, my God. It has been so long. I'm completely messing this up. Where does it repeat? Yeah, it does. When you get to the court cards, it's a weird way that they show it. But anyway, sorry guys. The Queen of Wands is someone who loves to be involved in grand undertakings. She will help anyone do almost anything as long as it's not fussy or too detail oriented. That is me. She enjoys the spotlight, so make sure her talent and energy get the praise they deserve. Well, I am an Aries. While she does love to help, she'd rather do so by doing something rather than talking. So don't expect her to be a great listener. At times, I know who I am. So this is basically how I am with friends. um, yeah, that's all true. Perfectly makes sense. I think that was definitely relating to friendships. Um, as far as hopes and goals, yeah, I mean maybe, but that's representing of that 100% for me. Do I need to probably add communication piece a little bit more? Possibly. I don't know. My friends, we're good. Everybody's good. They get me. 12. See, I'm already doing it already, right? 12 is the Chariot. Your inner self, dreams, secrets, the past. Chariot. The Chariot. Now, I would have thought that would have been great for the travel one, but apparently not, because I would have took that as a literal representation that I'm about to go somewhere. Anyway, the Chariot fave reminds you to take a step back and make a note of the major issues that are causing your situation. You will probably find there are two opposing forces pulling at you. This is a case of choosing both instead of one or another. The key is finding a way to convince both forces to go forward in the same direction. It may seem impossible, but if the chariot crosses your path, you can know it is indeed possible and certainly to your benefit. And again, this is interesting on how I would interpret that meaning as far as your inner self dream secrets to the past. Um, Take a step back and make a note of your major issues that's causing your situation. I mean, I don't really feel like I have a situation going on, um, or I'm conflicted between two opposing forces pulling at me. I don't feel that, so maybe this is something to come. I don't feel this in my current situation, but this is a birthday spread, so let's just say this is open to what's to come, and it's just maybe letting me know. I'm gonna believe that this is letting me know that it's a matter of choosing both instead of one or the other. So balance, which if I'm choosing two things, then I'm going to have to balance those things, which goes back to the overall message of this entire birthday spread, which is balance. That's going to be my takeaway for sure. So, yeah, that is pretty much my takeaway from this whole thing. I truly believe from looking at all these cards, and again, I used the book, don't shoot me, because I know some people got this idea that oh, throw the book away, you don't need it. I tried that many years ago. I think that's stupid. That's my opinion. Um, you don't have to agree, but like I said, I think every deck has a certain amount of energy, and you might want to just pay attention to how it was intended, you know. But I took from this entire spread that I did is that I have an issue of balancing this birthday year. Um, that I have got to manage my time. I'm not even going to say productivity because to me it was just all parts of my life, not just productivity, but even fun and creativity and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm just, open to all of that and just being very mindful. I will be, of course, journaling all of this um, in my Book of Shadows or my grimoire. I'll be doing all of that shortly, so all of my messages and then my interpretations will definitely be noted. This is so interesting to me. I love doing tarot spreads. I love tarot. I love divination in general. So I love doing that. I don't always look to see what the future holds. To me, I like sometimes just getting insight into more of myself or my situation or just what's happening around me. And that's how I look at it. So thank you for staying with me. I know this was a super long video, probably than other videos that I've put out, but it's my birthday. I'm allowed, right? It's a special day. So thank you guys for watching, and stay safe, stay indoors, um, do your own tarot spread, especially if you have a birthday coming up. And thank you for watching. This is Leap Taken. If you've enjoyed the video, please go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I really appreciate it. And if you have already subscribed, I really appreciate it. So thank you.